Well, welcome, and we're glad that you've joined us tonight. I'm here with Michael Ennen, president of Bradford National Bank, and Michael is one of our deacons here at First Christian. So we hope some of the wisdom that we share with you right now will help during the times that some of us are feeling really uncertain just about our financial future and what's going on with the economy right now. So I think the first question that I would have for you, Michael, is what do you do in times of uncertainty?
Well, I think first what you have to do when you're uncertain about something, you got to find something to cling to that is certain. And right now, the one certain that, obviously always was, is, or ever will be is Jesus Christ. So if you're looking for some stability, that's the first place you'd want to look. You want to put your faith in Jesus and not your material possessions. So again, go with that. I would caution everyone that you are, or the borrower is, a slave to the lender. So try not to pile up too much debt in times of uncertainty.
Definitely. And I think if you could talk a little bit about what can you control during this time?
Yeah. So when you're times of uncertainty, you want to control what you can control. So do what you can do as far as cutting spending or trying to save a little more. And if you haven't ever budgeted, now would be a good time to maybe try to form a budget.
Definitely. And at the church, we've got some resources for budgeting, paper resources, also D-ARMS. Myself can put you in touch with some resources on that if you have never budgeted before and you'd like to learn more about that. So yeah, I'm thinking about ways to reduce expenses. Something that I've done in the past, whether it's a recession or not, is there are times where I open a bill and I don't really like the large number that's on the bill. And so in my family, sometimes we get on the phone with one of the companies that maybe gives us phone service or internet or cable TV or something like that. And we just call and let them know that we're interested in some sort of a discount. And a lot of times you can have a conversation with those people and they will reduce your bill. Another thing that I've seen some friends do recently is really consider, if they have subscription services. I know a lot of us ladies like clothing subscriptions or beauty subscription services, but if you've got any of those and you can reduce or cancel those during this time, if you're experiencing some financial stress, that's definitely a way to go there. So I think another question that's come up recently is it okay to just not pay your bills right now? A lot of companies are giving a grace period or limiting interest payments. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think those companies, their intention to do that is if you are unable to pay your bill, that they will help you, kind of kick the can down the road a little bit. However, if you are able to pay your bill, it really is to your benefit just to go ahead and pay it now. And that way you're not stuck at the end of 3 months or 6 months with a pile of bills that, wow, I could have paid this before and maybe I didn't save the money and I spent it on something else. So eventually you're going to probably have to pay those bills. So if you can pay them now, it's in your best interest to do so.
Definitely. And then if you're just really unsure about, who to turn to, where to get some advice during this time, what would you tell people to do?
Yeah, well, people generally turn to a professional when, they need, legal advice or they need their car fixed or an appliance repaired. So, financial times are really no different. You need to have if you don't have a financial advisor, maybe is a good time to find one. If you have a trusted, banker or money, ask them, what do they do?
Definitely. Yeah, I would echo that. I've always had people in my life that if I've got a question about something and I can go to them and I can just ask some advice, what would they do in this situation? And that's always been really helpful for our family. I think one of the things that I've heard about is the amount of money that people are getting for their stimulus check. People are really excited about that. But I would like to kind of talk about 3 ways that I think people should consider using their stimulus check. So some people definitely need to spend that. If they've got bills that need to be paid, rent, mortgages, maybe they do have an overabundance of credit card debt that they've been still trying to chip away at. This could be a time to really handle those bills and spend that money because they've got it and they didn't even expect it. I think the next one would be, if somebody has a job and they've not been affected in a severe way, by what we're handling is to actually just save that. If they don't have a savings account for emergencies like we're in right now, this could be a great time to open a savings account for the first time and have that for the next time that they need resources. But the third one that I'm really thankful for is that some people have been able to really use this money as a blessing. They've been planning and preparing right when they found out that they were getting this check. You know, I don't need it. I wasn't planning on it, but what can I do to bless someone else with this money? Whether it's a local business that they're going to buy a product from or frequent a service that they provide, or it's a charity. Maybe it's your church. Maybe it is the Simple Room. Maybe it's a mission organization that you just really love. They could use that money right now because there are people that are unable to give during this time. And so, yeah, we would just really encourage you to try to figure out, you know, when you get the stimulus check, if you haven't already, we have heard some people have gotten theirs. Are they going to spend it? Are they going to save it? Or are they going to be able to bless somebody else?
Yeah, absolutely. I would just ask you, Bree, how's the church doing during this time?
Hey, that's a good question. We are really grateful for the amount of people who've been able to continue to be committed to the gifts that they said that they were going to give the church. We have a really great group of people who have always supported us. And in addition to just giving in general, it's been higher than we expected. And we're thankful for that. But what's really cool is that our church is typically operated as more of a debt-free church. So whenever we can be debt-free, we have paid down our debt because just like you said at the beginning, you know, the borrower is slave to the lender. And we want to use our money as wisely as possible. And so operating debt-free is a great thing for our church at this time. We're thankful that we have the flexibility to still operate in a lot of ways and still be a real blessing to our community during this time. So we're thankful for the gifts that have continued to come in, electronic and through the mail. So yeah, thanks for asking.
And what have you heard about Core Circles? What's the update there?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Core Circles has kind of been put on hold right now because a big portion of what they do is meeting together. And so when we found out about everything that was happening, they had to put their first meeting that was going to start in April on hold. And so people who are still interested in the program can still continue to contact Dee Arms or Carl Brannon. They also have a Facebook page where you can find out more about the program. And this program is going to really be a way to get people out of poverty. It will educate you. It will give you resources and support from other families that really want to help lift other families up out of poverty. So if you have more interest in that, whether you need those resources yourself, or maybe you're a family that has things in order and wants to be able to help another family, they need a lot of volunteers as well. So I would encourage you to reach out as a volunteer when they gear back up.
Great.
Well, I'm not sure what else we should talk about tonight. I've enjoyed our conversation. Is there anything you'd want to add?
I think just to kind of wrap it up and pull it all together, we just need to remember, first and foremost, we need to put our faith and hope in Jesus Christ. And, again, he's the only constant that ever is, was, or ever will be. So we can take, comfort in that. After that, I really just pray for those people who, if they need help, I want them to come forward, and the church and community would, I'm sure would rally around them. Also would just pray that, if you are able to help somebody, just, you would get the blinders off and, see that need just in case those people are afraid to come forward. So we're in it together. If you're still worrying about things, my mantra lately has kind of been from Matthew 6:34. It says, "Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries, and today's troubles is enough for today." So, take some comfort in that, and know that those words are right from Jesus' mouth, and they're as true 2,000 years ago as they are today. So,
that's great. There's a lot of hope that we have to spread, and so I hope people will continue to reach out to each other, reach out to the church. We want to be here for all of you. So thanks for joining us, and tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock as well. Tyson's going to have a great conversation with Marcy Ganser about if you're hurting during this time, some of the hope that we can share with you. Thanks again, guys. See ya.
Bye.